All right, folks, Brad Garlinghouse is back, doubling down on his bold prediction of a $5 trillion cryptocurrency market cap by the end of 2024. Now, how could Brad possibly still be so bullish when the XRP haters and fudsters are coming up with a new story every single day, self-loathing about their investment in XRP and how bad it is? When we listen to Brad Garlinghouse, all seems well, all seems great. When we look at the market reports that come out from Ripple, we continue to see them growing. And all as well as Brad Garlinghouse joins Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo once again here for a 4-minute interview. I'm going to play this once again, calling out Elizabeth Warren. Love to see it. And then also going as far as to mention Tether once again when the stablecoin conversation comes up. So Brad Garlinghouse has been doubling down on this. Every single time this comes up with legislation, he's willing to go out and mention Elizabeth Warren specifically. Secondly, when the stablecoin conversation comes up, he continuously points out Tether. He says, hey, he's basically kind of snitching, right? He's the good kid in the classroom saying, hey, teacher, look over there. And then when it comes to this prediction of $5 trillion by the end of the year here we are. It's October 1st. First day of Q4. So we have 3 months to go from basically, 2.5 trillion to 5 trillion over the course of the next 3 months. Now, is XRP going to miss that completely? I don't think so. Brad Garlinghouse also mentions in this interview how the stablecoin is going to help XRP, and he mentions XRP specifically benefiting from it. So without further ado, folks, I want to play this clip. If you appreciate our content, you guys know what to do. We want to make sure we tap it, we smack it, show some love. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think about Brad Garlinghouse doubling down on his bold prediction. Let's take a listen.
But you recently predicted that the crypto market will double in size to $5 trillion by the end of 2024. That is a big prediction just by the end of this year.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's that big a prediction when you step back. And, like any market, this is driven by supply and demand. You have decreasing supply for a whole bunch of reasons, the halving of Bitcoin being an important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. It's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably underpredicted that.
I feel like Washington is.
So he goes as far to not only double down on it, but say that he might have underpredicted it, saying that we might even shoot past that. Now, that's about where I'm at for this bull run, right? Is about 5-6 trillion. That would be doubling up from the market cap of the previous bull run. That kind of looks like the growth trajectory that we're on. I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say that we're going to 5 trillion by the end of this year, though. Now, that is a big one. Brad doubling down and saying it might even go further. He might be underestimating. Let's continue.
Is still trying to understand this market, and the people writing the legislation or potential legislation here to put barriers and around this market. I don't know that they really understand the strength and the growth story here. But you think putting regulation around this, putting barriers in place is going to be a positive for this market?
There is no question. I mean, one of the headwinds that has held back the market, the largest economy in the world, the United States, has been one of the most problematic for the crypto market. Innovation, entrepreneurs, and capital have flown into markets that have actually constructively engaged this market. So Dubai, Singapore, even the UK, the EU has passed legislative progress here. The U.S. has really been behind the 8 ball. This administration, I think, has taken a pretty anti-crypto stance, led by the SEC. Gary Gensler, as the chair, has really taken...
Because he doesn't understand it.
I think there's
well, maybe he does, and the people working for him don't.
It's not clear to me. I mean, clearly, I think you have politicians, and I would frankly call out Elizabeth Warren goes out and says the only people using crypto are, bad actors. It's just not true.
Let's go.
The U.S. should have a pro-innovation, pro-compliance policy. This is good for, in terms of growing jobs, high-paying jobs, growing the economy.
Pause real quick. Brad Garlinghouse, the only thing I would have wished is that I wish that he would have hammered in or made a quick point on the SEC corruption. Say, yeah, no, Gary Gensler gets this. It's just there's something going on with the SEC. Maybe you guys should look into that at Fox Business. Second point, maybe we should endorse John Deaton, Fox Business. Let's get a little bit of coverage for our good friend John Deaton about to take out Elizabeth Warren. I like that he, mentions Elizabeth Warren and points her out. That's awesome. But let's, throw in the point there about the SEC corruption, right? It's okay. You're on Fox Business, Brad. You can throw that out there. You'll still be okay. And then let's, mention John Deaton. Let's get a little bit of coverage there. Urge your friend Maria there and the Fox Business folks to give John Deaton a little bit more coverage. Charlie Gasparino did, one segment on John Deaton, and it did really well. Went all viral over the internet on the crypto, community, crypto Twitter. And we need a follow-up. The only one following up on this case has been Eleanor Tarrant. Other than that, we need a little bit more coverage. Give him a little nudge there. That's all I would have liked to see from Brad, but let's let him continue.
And I think you're seeing, people go out and just, talking points around anti-crypto that it doesn't even make sense. This shouldn't even be a partisan issue. This is about growing our economy.
Yeah.
This is about leading the next wave of innovation. I was around Silicon Valley when the internet was booming, massive amount of value creation, massive amount of job creation. The blockchain and crypto space is here to stay, and I think that's become clearer and clearer. But the U.S. government needs to embrace that and put those clear rules around it so that all participants can play and grow.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned all of those countries, because that's also an opportunity for you, obviously, at Ripple. I want to get your take on that, because you recently announced Ripple is launching a U.S. dollar-backed stablecoin later this year. You say this bridges the gap between traditional finance and cryptocurrency. Tell us how that will play out, why it's valuable, and give us the growth story for Ripple. Where does growth come from at your company in the coming 3 years?
Now pause real quick, because I've been talking about this moment where Ripple becomes the darling of Wall Street, where Brad will be on CNBC, he's going to be on Fox Business, showcasing his company as the little darling that could be, the little crypto company that could actually put a dent in the universe. And now he's getting brought on here to talk about their growth, where that's going to come from, the trajectory that Ripple's on. And this all leads up to that IPO. You know where this goes. And Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple, they're going to be the little darling that Wall Street falls in love with. Or maybe they already did. Let's not get started on Matthew Mellon, BNY Mellon heirs, scooping up and making $350 million off of XRP. Let's not talk about all the other institutions that have tried to accumulate or acquire billions of XRP. We know that that's all been going on. That's all happening before Ripple really gets to fire up the roadshow on all these platforms as they really, head towards that IPO. This is just the warm-up, but they're already getting that spotlight shine down on them, and Brad handles it pretty well. Let's continue.
So to start on that last piece, Ripple, about over 95% of our customers are non-U.S. financial institutions. We sell payment solutions, we sell custody solutions around blockchain and crypto. We're going to keep expanding, even though the U.S. market, as we were talking about earlier, partly from a regulatory point of view, has been slow to adopt.
I mean, these graphics, this is what I'm talking about. This is for the mainstream, the masses, to be able to digest the key benefits of Ripple stablecoin: enterprise grade, compliance first mindset, liquidity on the decentralized exchange, transparent stablecoin reverse, multi-chain capability, right? They're breaking this down and making it simple for the folks at home sitting on the sofa who are trying to understand, what's this crypto stuff about? I thought it was all fraud. I thought it was all scams, like Elizabeth Warren says, right? Well, here's the other side of that, which is now being showcased for everybody to see.
The non-U.S. market has been really, really strong for us. And you're
going to be the infrastructure around all of that.
That is our goal. And we think that opportunity is huge. We think that's going to be great for Ripple. We think it's going to be great for XRP, which is a digital asset we use. So I'm very, very optimistic about that. I just think that the U.S. needs to figure it out.
And the stablecoin?
Oh, the stablecoin.
Now, I just got to stop it right there, though, because he mentions XRP, about how this is going to benefit XRP. He doesn't have to do that. They got the stablecoin. This is about stablecoin. She actually had to remind Brad about the stablecoin because he mentioned XRP. So where's Brad's mind at, right? Folks say that they're giving up on XRP because they're launching their stablecoin and this and that. Brad just had to be reminded and brought back on point as he was talking about benefiting XRP, right?
So like Ripple has always been about how do we bridge this new world with a traditional kind of, people call it TradFi, traditional finance. And Ripple has always been that bridge. We started around payments and we sell into banks. A stablecoin, the demand for stablecoins has exceeded, I think, what people thought. It's a $150 billion asset class right now. Some forecast it to be over 2-3 trillion in a few years. The players in that space, particularly one called Tether, is a non-US based entity. And the US, frankly, is kind of going after that because they want this to be regulated. Just yesterday, there's a new bill introduced in the Senate to create some stablecoin legislation, which I think is a positive step of like, hey, finally, we might get some forward momentum there. But I think that market's going to grow a lot. I think a U.S.-based player who is compliance first has a great role to play.
It's a great story to tell. Brad, thank you so much for being here.
It's good to see you.
Great to see you. But you recently...
It's a great story to tell, she says. I've been saying, guys, Wall Street's now shilling cryptocurrency for us with all of the ETFs and everything, right? This is no longer, oh, we need to pump up XRP. Everybody get the word out on crypto and XRP. No, Wall Street's shilling it for us now, right? They're ready to sell this thing for us. Maria, they're, this is a great story to tell. Got the graphics all ready to go. And they're sharing this story here. And like I said, key points. Brad Garlinghouse hammers down on Elizabeth Warren once again. And I think that this is a great point. This is something that we all can stick to, is that it shouldn't be a partisan issue, but you got folks like Elizabeth Warren that have tried to take this issue and make it the #1 issue on her campaign. She doesn't want to debate John Deaton on women's rights. She doesn't want to debate him on all these other things, even though she says that that's such a big issue too, by the way. Not to get into the politics too much, but she only agreed to 2 debates with John Deaton, right? But I love that Brad Garlinghouse points her out specifically, saying, hey, this is not what we want to do, right? Whether it's Republicans, Democrats, left, right, doesn't matter. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. And folks like that, we need to get rid of. That's when we plug John Deaton real quick. That's the only thing that would have made this interview better. Second point, the stablecoin. Brad Garlinghouse saying how big of an opportunity this is. I've been saying if Ripple can just acquire what Tether's done, you're talking about a $5 to $10 billion profit business for Ripple, a company that's trading on the private markets right now at a $7 billion implied valuation. There might be a little bit of room for growth there if they do add this, service, this business, and they're able to grow it and, profit as well as, Tether has done so far. When the entire space is only at 150 billion and it's set to grow to 3 trillion, there's plenty of room for Ripple in that. Now, there's also plenty of room for XRP from our $2.5 trillion market cap now to the $5 trillion market cap prediction by the end of this year, over the next 3 months, that Brad Garlinghouse doubles down on. So not only is he doubling down, he also said that he might be underestimating that prediction. Golly, it looks like we're about to break out. Looks like XRP just did it. Everything's looking good. We know this is the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit grand finale coming up. And then there's a bunch of other dominoes set to fall over the next month. Not just for XRP, for crypto. We got the election. This is a moment here where Ripple's ready to shine. XRP is there. They have not abandoned it. And if you want one more final point on that, I'll share this post right here with you from Tony Edward Thinking Crypto. He says, I just spoke to a former Ripple employee at Mainnet. This person was part of the team that developed Ripple's on-demand liquidity product. I asked them about the upcoming RLUSD stablecoin and whether they think it could negatively affect XRP. They mentioned that they had advocated for Ripple to launch a stablecoin years ago. Paraphrasing their response, they said that the stablecoin will actually be beneficial for XRP as it will be paired with it. XRP will help provide the stablecoin with greater liquidity since it's available on all exchanges. Additionally, this pairing will help stabilize the stablecoin and prevent depegging. They also stated that the stablecoin will open up new use cases in Forex and much more. So across the board, from Ripple, from Brad Garlinghouse, from this former employee, everybody who's actively part of this gets it. And in our community too, we get it. We've been saying, hey, what Tether does to Bitcoin and the broader, cryptocurrency space by bringing in so much liquidity and being that on-ramp, off-ramp, that #1 pairing for most of the cryptocurrency space, what Tether does for Bitcoin, RLUSD is about to do for XRP. And you put the Tether and the Bitcoin chart right on top of each other, and it does the same exact thing. And the same exact thing is going to happen for RLUSD and XRP. I've been willing to make, if you guys want a bold prediction for me, I'll leave you with this one. I believe that Ripple stablecoin will surpass the market cap of USDC by Circle and Tether from, Tether, right? USDT from Tether, right? I think that RLUSD is going to have the #1 market cap by stablecoin eventually. I'm not willing to put a timeline on that. I'm not willing to say by the end of the year, but that's my big prediction for you guys. You guys let me know what you think, because it's very clear to me this is another step in the process, another step in the journey that leads to XRP price goes up, which is at the end of the day what everybody wants. I haven't checked XRP price lately. I don't know what it's at because I focus on the fundamentals right here. This is what will lead to XRP price going up eventually. Brad Garlinghouse is willing to say we're going to double our market cap by the end of the year. How much of XRP, growth is going to be, how much of that growth is going to be XRP? You guys let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. Make sure you guys tap it, smack it, share it out far and wide. Everything else is at ZachRector.com, and may God bless you. Thank you. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.